Hello, this video is for those of you working on L, whether you're a student working on it yourself or if you're a parent trying to help your student work on the L sound. So L can be pretty tricky because of the different ways it's made based on where it is in the word. So I've got a few cards here in the beginning. So laundry, in the middle, jelly bean, and at the end, pool, which the end is the trickiest place to make the L. Um, Real quick, some errors that, well, one error, the main error that kids make on their L is changing it to a W. So they might say laundry, jelly bean, or pool. Generally at the end, it's not a W, it's just kind of almost left off or added like a little more vowel-y, so pool. Um, the main thing when you're trying to help your child find their L is to tell them about the little bump right behind their teeth. It's called the alveolar ridge, but to simplify it, we'll just call it the little bump. So if you want to get them sort of, acquainted with the structures of their mouth, you can tell them to move their tongue around the top, feel from the front to the back, back to the front. And then as they're doing that, say, okay, when you do that, do you feel that little bump that's right behind your teeth? And they'll say, yep. And then you can just say, stick your tongue there, and that's where your L sound is. So right there. The thing with the L is it's a really hard sound to just practice on its own. So you can always say for like an S, you can always just do S or Z or V. The L isn't like that. You can't really go that easily for a child. So we almost always practice it with another vowel sound when they're just learning. So if you're going to practice some L's with your kids and you want to get them warmed up or get some good practice in, you can have them try L's with different vowels. So you may say la, li, lo, lie. And just every single time that tongue needs to be going up and then popping back down to get to the vowel. The main error, like I said, is the W. And it can be really obvious. Like if your child is saying laundry, it's very obvious because you see the lip rounding. So your cue then would be, okay, find that spot, get your tongue ready, laundry, okay? When it's at the front of the word, when your sound's at the beginning of the word, you can start with your tongue there. Just so your tongue is prepared to make the sound in the right spot. So say, okay, get your tongue ready for the next word, laundry. Something huge to watch out for that so many kids, it's part of the process. They'll find that L spot. They're great. But what they'll do is they'll go laundry. So they'll do the L first and then they'll throw that W in there. Super important that you don't let that practice continue. If they're doing every word, laundry, 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 they're not going to get that motor pattern down. They're going to get an incorrect motor pattern, and we don't want to do that. So if you see your child doing that, they're doing the lip rounding, put them in front of a mirror, show them what they're doing, and then ask them to hold their lips still. So let them know with the L sound, your lips don't help at all. So laundry, hold your mouth still. Laundry. Okay? Just try not to let that lip rounding happen. If you have to go a little slower, by all means. And if a word is just really not working for them, it's not coming out right, no matter what different things, no matter how much you put them in front of a mirror or ask them not to round their lips or how slow you go, ditch that word. Find another one. Find one that they could be more successful at and practice that motor pattern better. I'm going to talk a little bit about working on L at the end of the word. It is tricky because it's not quite the same as an L at the beginning. In fact, developmentally, in the developmental norms, we often have mastery of sounds in all positions at a certain age level. The L is a little split. So the age in which a child masters their L at the beginning of the word is actually quite a bit earlier than the end because it's that much harder. So be patient if you have a student working on it at the end. It is hard. And the thing with that is it doesn't release the same. You don't hold it as strongly, if that makes sense. So when working on L at the end, things to watch out for. Obviously, if they're doing poo, you need to talk about getting your tongue up at the end, pool. Main difference is when it's at the end, you don't flip it back down. Okay, so I don't want to hear kids going pula, 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 which is what they want to do. They want to flip that tongue down. So the cue is at the end of the word, go nice and slow. At the end of the word, get your tongue up to the spot, kind of hold it there, and then kind of release slowly. So pool, pool. My tongue does not come back down. If you try it, you'll notice that when you say laundry, tongue flips down. Pool, you just kind of hold it there. Pool, pool. So you can talk about doing a light touch to get that L at the end. Go slow, so say pool. Use a visual cue if you need to, so the L. This is what I use sometimes. So pool, hold it. Again, avoid that pula and avoid the poo. It's right in the middle of those two, which makes it super tricky. And again, if a word's not working, if it's just not coming out right, no matter how you cue them, visual cues, telling them to do it softly, putting them in front of a mirror, if that's not working, ditch the word, try another one, try it in a different position, have a time where you just think of your own L words, which can be a really good practice for the kids to become aware of the sounds in different words. All great. Just do what you can. Hopefully this video helps a little bit. Practice the L and give you some good tips and tricks to work on it at home.